What's up guys, Chad with Character Club. Welcome back to the channel. I got an awesome build that I just finished. It's behind me, obviously you can see it. Can't wait to share it with you. So let's get right into the video and tell you what I got. So behind me, we got a 2015 Dodge Ram Promaster, which started its life out as a work vehicle. A lot of blood, sweat, and literal blood, sweat, and tears went into this. So let's talk about the outside. The first thing you're gonna notice is up top, right? It kind of looks like a roof rack. That is one piece of aluminum, and I came up with a system. Those are 4 solar panels. So there's 3 200 watts and 1 170 watt solar up top. So a total of 770 watts of solar. You're gonna notice the antenna, that's the WeBoost cell boost antenna. Then it has the Max air fan with remote. And if we head over toward the van itself, you're gonna notice this two-tone paint job. Because it was a work vehicle, I had to paint the van to clean it up and make it look good. So rather than doing a regular paint job, I decided to go with Raptor Liner for the whole thing. So we have a two-tone white and black, and Raptor Liner is similar to Line-X, where it's a truck bed textured paint. So if you look at it, you're gonna see a shine to it, a unique look to the actual paint itself. It looks great in person. And then down here, so this is a 110 outlet out here. Down below, I have 10-ply Falken Wildpeak all-terrain tires on brand new Vision wheels. Then we have the diesel heater exhaust. Moving on, added these side steps here to make it easier in and out. On the door itself, I added this massive C.R. Lawrence fixed window. There was no windows in the van when I got it. If you're building a van or buying a van, make sure it has a passenger side door window, because when you're turning, if there's no window here, it's impossible to drive. Moving on, tinted the front windows out. And then up top, I changed out the amber marker lights for black to go with the white and black. Another side step over here on the driver's side. And then you're gonna notice here, this is the biggest window I could find for a Promaster. And this is again a C.R. Lawrence. These are the dual vent windows or T-vent windows. You'll see this from the inside. It's absolutely awesome. And then over here, water fill, lockable, and then your power in. So when you get to a campground or at your house, you can plug in. You don't really need to with that much solar, but it's there just in case. And then lastly, on the back, I added a second camera. So this is part of the electronics package I did, which you'll see later on in the video. So there's 2 backup cameras. One is the factory, and then the other is the dash cam system. I also added in a camping light. So this lights up your whole campsite at night, and it's also dimmable. Really important, great to have it dimmable. You really want it dimmable. So that's it on the outside. Let's head on to the inside. Looking at the side here, the first thing you're gonna see is the sink and the island. So this is the gray water tank here. So it's a 7-gallon tank, and it's on a quick connect valve system. Even if there's water in the sink, this will not leak out because of the valve system. So you fill this, you can dump it wherever you need to. It's really easy, and then close it back up. Here's your 1 gallon for the diesel. Oh, you can hear it draining right now because I just ran the faucet. 1 gallon for the diesel heater. Then the diesel heater is right here, so it's easily accessible. So if you do need to do maintenance or anything on that diesel heater, it's right there, really easy to get to. And then under the sink, you have a water filter. I think that's good for something like 10,000 gallons or something like that. Then moving on, another thing you're gonna see here, this is the bug net system by Van Essential. So again, another key important thing I think people overlook on a van or a camper is having bug screens. It's in the summer, you open the doors up, you want the breeze. You don't want to have to keep going in and out of the van. And once you close the doors of a van, it's very small inside. So having this and having the just be open with the breeze going through, Unbelievable. So I met the guys from Van Essentials at the Adventure Van Expo. Big shout out to them. I paid for this full price, and I would gladly do so again because I believe it's a great product. Also added some aluminum trim here. The floor is it's called luxury plank vinyl flooring. Got this stuff at Home Depot. It's vinyl, so it's not, it's not wood. It's not going to delaminate or anything like that. It's a click together, all waterproof, really nice flooring. Heading on inside, like every van, you got to have a swivel seat. Speaking of the seats, I had the seats completely redone, brand new leather by a local company here in Miami. They did a fantastic job. And then up above it, I did this trim piece, and I actually padded it with 1/2-inch foam behind it. So if you bang your head, you're not going to knock yourself out. Up top, we have all of the window covers. So every window has an insulated window cover that have magnets inside, and then it has Reflectix and insulation on the inside. So it'll black out the entire van, and you can have all the windows covered in a few minutes. And trust me, it works fantastic. Up above, like I said, the Max Air fan. And then moving on, we have almost 11 feet of overhead storage. And then below that, you're gonna notice the backsplash. This is a brushed aluminum metal peel and stick backsplash that I put on, and I also used construction adhesive. So it has the adhesive and construction adhesive. Down here, 2 outlets. This, obviously your 12-volt system. This goes directly to the battery, so you can turn this on and off. This is tied to the inverter. And then this one is direct connect to the outside plug that I showed earlier. So when you plug in at a campground, this one is right to the campground off the extension cord. And the reason that is, we have induction cooking. So the idea behind the whole van is that it's 100% electric. There's no propane in here. And with the nearly 800 watts of solar and 300 amp hour of lithium battery, we can run this no problem, battery alone. But it just gives you a little reassurance, because a lot of times in campgrounds, you're parked in the shade. Right now, we're sitting at 86%, and it's only 10:30 in the morning. So by noon every day, the battery's usually topped off. In the drawers, so there's a bunch of drawers. Again, same envision. I envision this side for kitchen. This is actually the junk drawer, or the electronics drawer. And this is awesome because I put outlets inside the drawer itself, so you can leave your flashlights or charge your phones and tablets and close the door. So you don't leave anything cluttered out. So when you're done cooking, you bring it and put it back in the drawer and hide it. This one, I figured, oh, look at that. Here's some business cards and stickers. But I figured this drawer would be for cutlery, right? This would be your cutlery drawer. And then, pots and pans and big items here. So tons of room, tons of space. This one is about a 12-inch, 10-inch, and then these are about 8-inch drawers here. Over here, the seating area, the van was designed for 2 people for either part-time or full-time travel. And I wanted everything as comfortable as, kind of like being in your house, easily accessible. And the first thing is the seating. So I went with an angled back seating, and it has about a 15-degree angle on the back of the seat. So when you sit down, you're not like, you never sit straight up in a seat. It's a really comfortable seating position. It's on a custom 3-inch foam seat bottom, and then 2-inch for the back. We added Velcro to the back, so technically you could Velcro this, but I haven't had any issues with it moving in transit. And then it's also reversible too, so you can reverse that. And I had it made with a zipper, so you can take this off and wash it. So trying to think ahead for the future owner of this van. While I'm sitting here, let me tell you about the table. So this is your dining or work table for 2. Easy in, easy out. So you would prep your meal or put your computer here, open the table, and then move it over here. Really easy. And there's enough leg room where 2 6-foot-plus people can sit and our knees aren't hitting each other. So really cool with that. And this is a lock-in, lock-out slide, so it's not going to fly out while you're driving, and then it's not going to fly in while you're sitting here working. So over here we have the power switch for the inverter, power switch for the WeBoost cell boost, and then you're going to notice on both sides These are little access doors, so this gives you access to the electronics in the back, and then over here on this side is access to the water system. So just a little extra. You can get to it from the back. We'll go there in a second, but I again just wanted everything accessible. While I'm down here, let's point out two more things. This is where the diesel heat comes out, so this will heat the van, and then right here, this is your porta potty. So this is on a 500-pound slide. It's a small one. It's pretty much the smallest one I could find. This is like your emergency situation. Ideally, you're not going to use that. You'll go to the restrooms, but if you need to, it's there. And then under this seat we have a 300 amp hour lithium battery with a kill switch and room for a second 300 amp hour battery. So plenty of room there. It's all strapped down, so that's not going anywhere. And then if you do have to kill the power, you just pull that, and then power is killed to the whole system. Really easy. And then speaking of easy, let's spin the camera around, look at the control panel. I went with the Victron BMV 712. This is a smart battery monitor with Bluetooth. So this monitors your input and output. Up top is this is a control for the diesel heater. This is your on-off for the water pump. This button here tells me that we have a third of fresh water in the tank. Battery monitor, and there's room for two other monitors. There's room to monitor two other tanks, but you know, this build, we don't have a black or a fixed gray tank, so we didn't need that. So, but it's really nice to have this because you can quickly check to see how much water. Over here, you're gonna notice we have the USB, so on off, standard 12 volt, and if whoever's sleeping on this side has a USB plug, and then also on the other side of the van, there's another USB right over there. So each person can plug their phone in at night, and this lip right here above the seat makes a good spot to put your drink or your phone while you're sleeping. Then above those, we have this little indicator light. It's a remote switch for the hot water system. So this lets you know if the hot water heater is on. So now if I toggle through the Victron, I can see right now we're drawing 117 amps from the system. Remember, we also have solar coming in, because when this thing kicks on, it's usually around 130, 140 amps. But with what's coming in from solar, we're only draining 116 out of the batteries. And that electric heater will heat the hot water enough to take a shower in 10 minutes. So you don't actually drain a lot. I think the most I've ever used was about 5% of the battery while I was heating the water up. And moving on the control panel, we have, you're gonna notice two light switches. So this is the outside camp light I mentioned earlier with the dimmer switch. And then this is the main light system here with also a dimmer. And then this is your holder for your max air fan, which has a built-in temperature gauge, so you can see inside it's 84 degrees and we're running on 50% fan going out. So just clean and simple. This is done with Raptor Liner as well, so this is just a piece of 1/4-inch ply that I made to look like it was a custom piece. Now let's take a look at the sink water system over here. Like I mentioned, we have the butcher block, and this is a 15-inch small, like bar type sink. And it came with a butcher block, but it didn't match. I didn't like it, stuck up. So I ended up taking the insert when I cut the butcher block, and then I milled it down to fit the height here and grain matched it. So it's all grain matched all the way across. Put these nice handles. So this is your finished side. And if you flip it over, this is your oiled side. So this is the side that you can actually cut your vegetables or meats or whatever. And then when you're done, you flip it back over, you have a nice pretty side. If you don't want to use that, you can put that aside. This works great for drying your glassware or your plates and things, so you can wash and then kind of have it all sitting here and it'll dry it out. And then underneath, this thing here has a, it's a sink. And then I added the I added the soap dispenser. Went with this faucet here, which has two different types. Good thing is, you take it off, you wash things around, you can go outside, and if you needed to, you could use it there as well. So kind of doubles up. Really nice little faucet system here. speaking of water, we're gonna finish the water tour when we get to the back, but I have to take a time to talk about the rest of the build here. So if we look up at the ceiling, I went with a tongue and groove pine, and then I kind of whitewashed it and then polyurethaned it. Gave it like a little bit of a warm look because I went with the black paint. I wanted to lighten things up in other ways. And the headboard, you're gonna notice this gray material, and this is actually a Alcantara suede headliner. It has a 1/8 inch foam backing, so it's padded. And then for the headboard area, I added another layer of padding behind it. So the idea behind the headboard is you could put your pillows here and actually sit upright in bed. All right, so being over 6 foot, I can sit up in bed, no problem. Let me take my shoes off here and give you a look of the bed itself. I got to give a big thanks to rvmattress.com for this mattress. It's a 6-inch memory foam mattress they sent me, and I got to say it is super comfortable. It's no BS on it, and I have to say, I slept on it a couple nights. It is fantastic. It's super comfortable, and if you're in the market for a RV mattress, it's a US based company, I believe out of Arizona. So it's designed in the USA, and great people to work with. They work with a lot of van lifers and YouTubers in this space. And overall, I'm not going to recommend a product that I don't think is actually good. And I have to say, it's very comfortable. It's a good mattress, solid buy, a good price. And if you go on their website right now, they're doing a sale from now until Thanksgiving or so. But then you can also use my code at any time of the year. It's rvmattress.com/character club, and you get up to, I think it's about 25% off. So pretty good deal there. So this is actually their 6-inch mattress. They have mattresses going all the way up to like 12 or 14 inches. So depending on your needs and your camper, you can tailor it however you want. I specifically wanted this one because of its height, because of this window here. So this is the C.R. Lawrence. This is, again, the biggest window I could find. And the whole point of the window is, we're going to switch places right now. Imagine that you wake up in the morning, and the idea behind this window is I wake up, I can pull my shade down, and then I have this awesome view. And the same thing, if it's bad weather, I could sit here on my computer, and if I'm at a state park, or maybe I'm in the Grand Canyon or somewhere where there's a beautiful view, I'm not stuck looking out of one of these tiny little van windows. And this is 100% worth it, because this window has the 2 vents on each side. So for circulation, you crack those, you kick the fan on, you exhaust, and it just drafts the air right across the bed. So again, awesome mattress, awesome window. Big thanks, rvmattress.com. Check them out. All right, and the last thing I'm going to point out before we leave, I didn't talk about the fridge. So this is a 65-liter fridge freezer combo, and let me tell you, the freezer works. It's like a block of ice in there now. I made this little transition here, also out of Raptor Liner, and then I made a custom flooring. So it's a coin flooring I had left over from another project. Covers the entire front area. All right, let's head to the back. Let me show you what I did here in the back of the van. All right, so first thing you're probably going to notice, made custom door panels for each side. This is 1/4-inch plywood, and it's painted with the same Raptor Liner as the outside of the vehicle. These are actually for horse trailers, so you can find these in different sizes, and they use them in the back of horse trailers for, cleaning and washing down the horses. It also makes a great cup holder for the person who's laying on this side of the bed. Pockets for your phone and little knickknacks and things like that. Down here, this is actually the cover for the shower, which you're going to see in a second. The hose, you'll see that in a second. And over on this side, a bigger version of the pocket system. And then inside here, these are our side covers for the shower. So speaking of the shower, let's set that up real quick and show you what it looks like. Time to take a shower. That's it. You have privacy at camp. If you're worried about somebody seeing the sides, I made also these. These are magnetic, so these just cover up the little sides. And then the great thing about this, which I didn't mention, so this is again the same van essentials as the other side. When you pull this down, I'll put all these down, zip. So just a standard RV hose, angle this like this. We have a fully enclosed, fully waterproof shower where all the water is going to go on the floor, and the steam and humidity is not inside the van. It stays out of the van. All right, so I turn my faucet on, and then boom, got a great shower right here. I can set this, and then I can dial in the pressure with the faucet so I can have more or less. And the great thing is all of this back here is waterproof, so it doesn't matter if you're getting water on anything, except for me. I'm getting water all over me. And that's it. You have an awesome outdoor shower. You can take a nice hot shower at camp. Yeah. And then the idea also is I have a flooring that goes right here, so you're not standing in the grass while you're taking a shower. So yeah, this is a Dura faucet outdoor shower system for like an RV. So you have your hot and cold water here. And then moving on, we have the C-Flow, that's the accumulator. So it's a 12-volt marine pump. And then the accumulator, and what that accumulator does, makes the pump healthier. It pressurizes that, and then you get nice constant flow of water. Over here we have the shutoff for the shower. So those two, you can isolate the shower from the front. So if for whatever reason a pipe broke, you can cut the water for the shower and then still have water in the front. This is a Bosch electric 4-gallon hot water heater. And then for water, we have a 42-gallon fresh water system. Holding it all together, this is strapped down, holding it together, I made this piece, and this is actually the back side of the table. And the idea behind it is I didn't want to lose any room by bringing this all the way out. So you have as much room as possible. I mean, if you wanted, you could take a nap back here. I mean, look at this. You could definitely fit a couple bikes back here. But the idea is that I didn't know who was going to buy this van, so I wanted it open and they can do with however they want. Over here on the driver's side, this is the electronics. Starting from way over here, we have our water input. Then we have a breaker, which goes, these are all of our 12-volt outlets in the van, including the lights. Blue C system. These are all fuses here, appropriate wire size for what I'm running in the van. We have the Renogy 2000 watt inverter. This is a Renogy 40 amp DC to DC charger. So as you drive down the road, this is throwing 40 amps into the battery. This is the Victron solar charge controller. And the solar I did a 2S2P system. Voltage wise, it's kind of like a combination of series and parallel for the system. This works great with the solar. And then finally down here, this is a 30 amp onboard charger. So when you get to camp and plug in, it's going to kick 30 amps into the battery. Overall, perfect power setup for what this van needs. And you can also expand. Like I said, you can add a second battery if you needed. Up here, this is the breaker for the solar. So if for whatever reason you want to shut the solar off, it's right here. And then right here, this is the light, the underbed LED light, which you can see right there. And, you know, color changing. So depending on your mood at camp, you can do that. And you're going to notice while we're under the bed, I talked about this in the last video, is I wanted everything to look as good underneath as it does from the top. So you notice the bed slats. These are bamboo pre-finished bed slats from IKEA. They work fantastic. They have flex to it, so it's like having a box spring. And then if you back up, you're going to see like flush. So I used, I mentioned this in the last video, 1x2 steel for the bed frame, and then I welded on this little lip here, and this lip hides the light. So you don't actually see the light from the outside. It's just those little details that I like, I don't know, taking into consideration on the build. Overall, really happy on how this one came out. I'm not happy with how long it took, the time frame, but from the start to the finish, I'm excited how the van came out. I hope you guys like it. If you have any questions or comments, please go ahead and post them below. This van is currently for sale. Hopefully by the time you watch it, it's been sold and the new owner's out there and traveling around in it. If I missed anything, again, post it below. Otherwise, have a great day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.